welcome everybody that is joining us today. I want to make sure that you recognize both our partners at Celebrity. So I'm going to let I'm going to let them introduce themselves in just a minute. So I'll take care of my end. With us, you have several of our amazing team members, Luxury Cruise Connections advisors and management team that are joining us here today. You're going to recognize them because you're going to see a dash Luxury Cruise Connections next to their name. And, obviously, I'm going to pass it on to our celebrity friends in just 1 second. But before I do that, know that there is a chat box at the bottom center part of your screen. And just feel free to ask your questions there. Feel free to if anything comes up that you feel that we need to interrupt the presentation for because you have a question or something, please do so. That's fine. We want to make this very informal, very friendly. But if there's any questions that you feel we can address at the end, please feel free to type them in the chat, and we'll go through each one of them at the end. During today's presentation, we're going to talk about Celebrity. We're going to talk about how much we love each other, which is amazing. And also at the end, we're going to open it up for, like I said, for the Q&A, both live and written. And also we're going to have an opportunity to talk about some promotions and some of the latest stuff going on with Celebrity, which I know you guys are all very excited. Because if you're here is because either you have been on Celebrity and want to go again, or because you want to learn more and maybe go for the first time. So as we get started with our presentation, know that Denise, who is waving for us. Denise, I rarely ever put you in the spotlight, so let me do that for a second. Denise over here, you see, she has that pregnant phase going on because she is about to have a baby anytime soon. Yes. Denise is going to push. Denise is going to push some questions.
Oh, there you go.
She's going to push some questions for you guys. So a little. There you go. That's it.
So we want to know if you have sailed with Celebrity before. And if not, I'm pretty sure that you're here to know more information about Celebrity because you're looking forward for your next Celebrity cruise. And so far, what we have seen is like 76% of the people that are here today have sailed with Celebrity. That 24% is looking forward to it.
Good. We're also going to want to know how many of you guys have done business with us at Luxury Cruise Connections. And also, Denise, you know what question I would like you to push? How many people have a Celebrity cruise booked as it is right now that has not sailed yet? I'd love to know that too. So 74% of you have sailed with Celebrity in the past, and 26% of you have not. So without any further ado, let's get started. So I know you guys already introduced yourselves, so unless you want to say anything else on that, okay, we're good to go. Then why don't we talk about what exactly is today's event about? I mean, obviously we're going to talk about Celebrity, but we have something very special planned for today's agenda. So who wants to go first and share with us? Should I point that?
I think I can go ahead.
Go for it,
Carlos. And I don't get to do this a lot, so this is very, very special for me. Especially in the light of us being awarded by Forbes Travel Guide as being the first cruise line they ever rated. So we're basically really the first resort at sea, luxury resorts at sea. But to begin with, I wanted to talk a little bit about service at Celebrity Cruises in general, and then a little bit about how Forbes Travel Guide approaches service and how they rate and who they rate and why are they so special. So I'm not sure, Carlos, if you are sharing any of the. I sent a few slides over just to.
I got them, and I'm gonna pull them up. Not all the time. I'm just gonna pull them up every so often as we have some visuals to share. because I really
Sounds
want to
good.
make this very, very conversational. I know that you
Perfect.
already introduced yourselves, and I know that you already told our audience who you are. But Lorenzo, I wanna specifically understand, like, what is your involvement? Because I mean, of course, like, to give everybody a little bit of background of really what's going on. So, because we send an email saying, and some of you might have read it, some of you probably received way too many emails. But as you know, maybe you know, Celebrity was awarded this Forbes accolade, right? It's very, very special. It's particularly special for Celebrity being a cruise line, right? And so, can you explain a little bit about that? Like, what is all that excitement about Forbes, and why is this so important?
Sure. So,
Oh, go ahead.
yeah, so there are about 700,000 hotels in the world. Forbes Travel Guide verifies luxury, and they inspect just about 2,000 hotels in around the world. Out of these 2,000 hotels in the world, just under 20 hotels with 1,000+ rooms, which we fall under, and in this category, our ships fall under. Just under 20 receive 4 stars. Out of those 20, 3 of them are our ships. So, and we'll show you exactly which ones were awarded.
I'll pull that up.
For stars. But I wanna take a step back and tell you a little story about our partnership with Forbes. Forbes Travel Guide 5 years ago, when we first started talking to them, were there they are. So we have 3 4 stars ships, and this is the slide I was referencing earlier. So Millennium, Flora, and Apex, and 2 other beautiful ships of ours, Celebrity Summit and Celebrity Edge, received a recommended designation. So, as a funny story, when we first called them 5 years ago, and we told them we're Celebrity Cruises, and we wanted to invite them to rate our ships, because they are the only standard-based rating company. Everybody else is consumer-based. We really loved what they did. They have 600 standards that they go through. Their inspectors are anonymous, so they come on board and we don't even know who they are. So we said, we love what you do. Why don't you come over and inspect our ships? And, naively, we thought that's how it works, and they said, well, hold on a second, we don't inspect cruise ships. And we asked them, why not? Well, we just don't, we didn't look at this segment as providing luxury. So, we got offended, and we said, why don't you just come for lunch then? We'll show you what we can do. And I see a lot of you smiling. Probably you've been on board of our ships. So I invited them to Luminaire for lunch, and we had a beautiful 3.5 hours lunch, and a couple of bottles of Chablis, and just a fabulous lunch in Luminaire. And they started understanding what exactly we do after they toured our beautiful ship and our gorgeous suites, and they interacted with our crew members. So one of them just booked the cruise right there and then, to begin with, and then we started partnering. So they started training our crew. We have up to 1,200 crew members on each ship, and they realized that our standards were just as high as theirs. Fast forward 5 years to 2023 February, they've announced Celebrity Cruises as the first Forbes rated cruise lines in the world. We went to Vegas to receive the award on behalf of our captains and our crew members on board and all that. And that, for me, as a crew member at heart, was meant the world. And then we sent all our crew members the pins, and we shared the beautiful story. Captain Kate actually was zoomed through in the middle of a room with 800 hoteliers, the best of the best from all around the world. So she talked to them a little bit about our what fuels us, and our support for women, and everything else, all the inclusion that we're doing. So it was just a special moment, Carlos.
That it definitely sounds like it was a very, very special moment. And let's talk a little bit about how we got there. So a little bit about your journey, your passion for service, like a little bit of how all of this came about, and the philosophy behind behind your service standards.
Right. So I started working on cruise ships at the age of 20 on the Celebrity Meridian. I don't know how many of you have heard of that ship, but I date myself now. That was in 1997. I was going to law school, and I just wanted to travel, as you do. I immediately fell in love with cruising, with the community that's on our ships. I started working for Michel Roux at that time. For those of you that remember, Michel Roux was a 3-star Michelin chef, and he had some specialty restaurants on board of our ships. Then as I advanced through the ranks, I forgot to tell you, I was a buffet boy when I started. So that was my first position on board the ship, just filling up the buffet lines and living life and enjoying. But then as I advanced in my career, I started managing the restaurants, and we opened up our new ships at that time, the Millennium class, the Solstice class, and I was part of New Build. Then we opened up a small cruise line that you probably are familiar with, Azamara Cruises. So I was part of the journey and the quest, the opening team with Lisa Lutov-Perlo at that time. And then I moved to Miami. So Miami became home in 2010. Then where I met my wife here, working at the head offices, and I got married. And I started, advancing in positions here at the head office as well. So yes, that's my journey over there. And then we moved to Royal Caribbean, opening Quantum of the Seas. Then after 3 years there, I transitioned back into the director food and beverage here at Celebrity Cruises. And we started focusing on service, which is what we're here to talk about. Celebrity took a very unique approach to service. We combined the whole department, service department, pre-cruise, post-cruise, shipboard, the service culture under one department, so we can all deliver the best service possible. Then, unfortunately, the pandemic happened in 2020. During this time, my wife and I had a baby. So Sarah Elizabeth in the picture there is 1.5 years old now. Then I was lucky enough to start working for Keith Lane. Some of you may know him. My boss Keith Lane joined the hotel operations, and finally we achieved stars, Forbes Travel Guide stars in February this year. So that's a little bit of my journey and why I'm here to talk to you about service today. Maybe I might have met some of you. I know Diego Riverones here that used to work with us, and I see a couple of familiar faces around. But as you know, as you know me, the few of you, I'm all about service. I think service selfishly makes people feel good, and that's part of our philosophy.
That makes that makes all the sense in the world. I think that that philosophy of service is very well reflected in what our clients say every time they go on board a celebrity ship. And what I'd like to say is, it's commitment to service is sometimes as important as service itself, because things sometimes happen. Nothing is 100% perfect all the time, but it's about that commitment to service and how you recover from sometimes unexpected circumstances that really makes a difference. Do you agree?
Carlos, the other thing I would add is I think it's the commitment to consistency. And one of the things that we continue to hear from our guests and from our amazing partners like you is that regardless of the ship that you sail on, regardless of the time of year or product or destination, you know that there is a level of celebrity service that you will absolutely receive. And it doesn't matter across who the hotel director is versus who the captain is and so forth. So there's a commitment to excellence and a commitment to consistency that I think we're very, very proud of. And to be finally recognized, the first cruise line ever to be recognized by such an accredited organization, third-party organization, to share with the world that our commitment to consistent excellence marries and matches that of the finest hotels across the globe is really validation for us, and should be for your guests to know that the investment of time and money that is being put in celebrity is absolutely going to match the level of service that you expect to get. And so for us, we're super thrilled to be able to finally shout this for the first time ever.
Oh, amazing. And that is, again, like I was saying before, it's fun to do business with a company that aligns with our beliefs, right? And that, this is service, and delivering beyond expectations is at the core of our existence as well as a company. So I wanna talk about this slide. So the concept of raving fans, right? It's I guess the biggest catalyst for referrals, the biggest catalyst for growth, it's the biggest catalyst for long-term success, right? Can you talk a little bit about this slide?
Yes, absolutely. So we have a very simple formula to deliver raving fans. And, this people first circle you have up here really summarizes. So we do hire top talent. We attract top talent. We pay attention to their onboarding. Training is a huge focus. We want to make sure that they have the right training, all the tools that they need. It's experiential. It's hands-on training. We have Forbes Travel Guide helping with that. We have the British Pottery Institute helping with that. Then we support and coach our teams, right, through their career. Rewards and recognition are huge. Positive behavior is recognized, and service excellence is rewarded. And then as they get promoted, the circle starts again. But we do pay attention to each of these buckets, if you will, and we make sure that we support our employees throughout their journey with us. And as a result of this, 98% of them returned post-pandemic, which was a mind-boggling number. So we're very lucky to have such loyal employees.
Well, you certainly can't.
Oh, good. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just going to
No,
say,
no,
the
no.
one thing that I hear a lot about our brand is that our crew on board is smiling. They're so engaging with people. And that's the one thing that I know, that I notice all the time, is that they remember you. They remembered, some of our faces from 10 years ago on a cruise, and my family and my children. And that's the thing that I think we really set ourselves apart, that the crew, they have the passion for our brand, and it shows in everything they do, with every smile, with when they're serving you. I mean, I hear that time and time again, and there's an awful lot of pretty ships out in the industry, but that's the one thing that I constantly hear. And as Katina said, we're consistent. And that's why I think the crew, really the heartbeat of our ships, is what spreads this wonderful service attitude. And that means something. When you're walking down the hall and someone smiles at you, the same thing as if you go on vacation in a hotel. It's so nice when you're engaged with the people that work there and they have the passion. And I think all of our employees have that. And that's what I'm proud of too, when I sell our brand, because that leads to great service, and they remember you and create that memory in your mind.
Yeah. So yeah, absolutely. What I was going to say is, when it comes to service, it is all about people, right? Without the staff being happy, without the staff really feeling a part of this commitment to service, there's nothing. I mean, you can't achieve that consistency that Katina was talking about.
That's
So
funny. Melissa just made a comment that they have a 2-year-old son, and the staff, everyone knows there's her son on the ship. That's the thing. Again, they're so engaging, and especially with children, and they make us all feel so comfortable as a family to be there. And many of the people are commenting on it now, and thank you so much for that, because that means a lot to us.
Yeah. So now let's going back to to the Forbes recognition. What are the standards? What are they looking for specifically?
So they have 600 luxury standards that they measure 10 classifications as they're called, they measure everything from that welcome, warm welcome, to throughout the steps of service, until the fond farewell at every single touch point. And as Katina mentioned earlier, and she articulated it very well, it's the consistency that they're looking for. So if we're seeing and we know people's names, our guests' names, we're using those names consistently throughout. We're collecting nuggets of information throughout the journey. And if Carlos loves his Negroni before his dinner, I will remember that when Carlos comes back, and I will make sure that that's delivered exactly the way that he wanted it. And if anyone here likes that special dessert that we flambe tableside in Murano, then next time you come back, as Michelle said, they will remember that, and that's that's fabulous. That is the thoughtfulness. So these are the 10 classifications that the standards are bucketed in: cleanliness and condition, courtesy and manners, efficiency, food and beverage quality, which is our one of our main pillars, graciousness, thoughtfulness, sense of luxury, crew appearance. For those of you that have been on our ships, you all know that our crew is very well groomed. Wellness is their newest classification, actually, and they are rating our spas on board. They think that wellness will continue to be a huge pillar in hospitality, and we think we do spa. Our spa experience is the best out there, not only on the ocean, but also competing with resorts shoreside. So those are the classifications for the 600 standards.
Okay.
Sorry, Carlos, I think one of the most fascinating things I learned once we were all working to kind of incorporate what this really meant and how big of a deal this was, is that the rating starts from the moment our phone rings, right? So when your advisor at Luxury Cruise Connections contacts Celebrity to book on behalf of Mr. Mickelson, that's when we start getting rated. And what happens across the 600 plus proof points, that if we're getting rated and it's either a yes or a no, there's no in between, right? We either passed or we failed. If we get to point 282 and we fail, we have to start back over again. So it is a very rigorous process when it comes to service standards that Forbes rates everybody, from phone calls to handle times to remediation to is your champagne cold enough when it's provided to you. It is everything in between. And to Lorenzo's point, even when you step off the ship to go home, how was that experience? And so to be able to say that we have these 5 ships, again, less than 20 that have over 1,000 rooms, hotels across the world, and we're 3 of them, is really a big deal that we are so super proud of, because it is from start to finish that level of consistency and excellence that we really work to do every single day. And we're not perfect. I want to be clear on that. But when we're not perfect, we try to get it as close as possible and figure out how to fix it as quickly as possible.
And you know how to recover, and that's because you are focused on making clients happy, and that is why you commit to service. That is why you do all of this. Now, I have a question. We talked about 3 ships having the 4-star recognition, and then 2 ships, the Summit and the Edge, being recommended. What is? I mean, and pardon my ignorance on Forbes ratings, but what is better? Or is it one better than the other? Or what's the, do I want to be recommended, or do I want to have the 4 stars, or what's the story there?
So the 4 stars is the higher designation. Recommended is just a little lower. So it's a percentage points summed up based on the 600 standards inspection that they conduct on board. So if you go over 92% now, you're at 5 stars. Between it's around in the 80s, you're at 4 stars, and 75 and above, you're recommended. Anything under that doesn't qualify. So we're really proud.
Makes all the sense. Makes all the sense. And so right now there's 14 ships. There's 14 celebrity ships in the water, right?
Okay.
Are we in the process of getting the other? What am I missing? 9 certified? I'm just asking. Just because I love. I gotta keep you guys on your toes. What do you think?
So,
it's not
yeah, Carlos, good. That's a good question. They inspected only 6 ships last year. We don't dictate what ships they inspect. What we can do and what we're doing is we're training all our ships at the same level. So whether ships are inspected or not, the whole fleet gets the same training. The whole everyone is trained the same way. So we're hoping they will inspect more ships, but that's not for us to say they jump on board whenever they feel like. We
don't know. It's complete. It's like a secret shopper experience. We truly don't know. So to Lorenzo's point, every single vessel, every single crew member, every one of our contact center reservations agents, everybody has been trained, and we are living it every day, what we believe is the right standard, but we don't know when we're going to be tested again, and so we wait. We continue to deliver excellence, and we wait.
Which takes me right into great segue for my next slide, which is this one. So talk to me about this one. Talk to me about this training. British Butler Institute. Can we talk about that for a sec?
Yes. So the British Butler Institute is a company that was founded by Gary. I'll tell you his last name, actually, Gary Williams. So Gary Williams is the ultimate butler. You can Google him and you'll see what he's done. That's
I think we don't see the slide. There we go.
So they come on board and they have a hands-on training for our butlers, teaching them from body language to how to open the door, to how to pack and unpack your suitcases. And you can see Gary in the middle of that photo over there. It is the best training I have seen in my 26 years career by a long stretch. And I'll give you an example of that butler there, because now I'm seeing Bart. His name is Bart, the butler on the right hand side of the picture. I was in Key West, and we got off the ship. We were at a conference. And my boss and I were walking on the street, and we see the butler Bart, and I know him. So I said, "Hello, Bart. What are you doing?" He's fully uniformed, right? It's 100 degrees outside, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Well, Mr. and Mrs. So and so mentioned that they forgot their protein shake at home, and I got the name, and I found it online in this shop. And today, when they go back to exercise in the afternoon on their Peloton, because they had a suite with Peloton in the suite, I'm gonna set it up there for them, so they feel more comfortable, because they need to drink that protein shake." So that is the level of, he didn't ask permission for that. He didn't, that was what he did. From the goodness of his heart, and that's the level of service that these butlers are trained to deliver. And I can sit here and give you examples until tomorrow, but that's what they do.
I mean, that's incredible. I mean, I like to hear that. I mean, I think that every time we talk about service and delivering consistency, I think it's important to share with our audience what we just did, which is that this is not just out of luck. I mean, we didn't just happen to bump into this award. This is there's a lot of thought behind how to get there, and so I thought it was important to share that with the audience. And so, okay, I mean, very, very exciting times for celebrity. Obviously, this recognition is just one more validation of what we've all experienced for years, and that what I know all of you guys that are hopefully about to get on board a celebrity cruise soon are going to experience. And not just this amazing accolade, but there's also more exciting stuff happening with celebrity right now. Like, a new ship about to hit the fleet. Can we, can we celebrate about that for a sec?
Yes, we can celebrate. Are you kidding? We've been incredibly blessed and privileged to be able to welcome 4 ships through since 19, if I'm counting correctly. And we had that pause in the middle there that created havoc on the world for a moment, but we are so back, and we're welcoming our 4th baby in the Edge class series, our beautiful Celebrity Ascent. This is actually a real image from when she was doing a test float out recently at the yard. So she is in the process of being built. They just finished the first engine and are working on the second one as we speak. And so we're super, super excited to take delivery of her this November 7th. We take delivery of her in Europe. And then we're going to bring her straight away here to the States. And we have a couple of super interesting cruises. We're calling kind of a taste of luxury on the beautiful Ascent just around the Thanksgiving holiday. So for those of you that are still looking for some plans and you don't feel like cooking, you don't feel like cleaning, and you'd like to be helped, unpacked and packed by a butler, definitely contact your LCC advisor and let's talk about the Ascent Thanksgiving cruises that we have. We've got 2 of them. And then
there will be turkey on the
there
main
will be turkey. And a fun fact, I'll be sailing with my family because I do not want to cook or clean for Thanksgiving either. So that was an easy one for me to say. So we're super excited because she's the 4th in this particular series. And, while those of you that have children, we never really have favorite kids. We kind of have some that we maybe like better than the other on any given day. And the beauty of this Edge series, and specifically what we've been able to do with Beyond that we welcomed last year and now Ascent, is we've found these little tweaks that we've been able to create as they're being built to continue to enhance our customer experience on board and the service on board. So we've created different spaces and other opportunities so that we can continue to elevate our service, provide better service, and create an engaging, great experience for our guests. So we're so excited to welcome Ascent this November.
And I would also say, check out the wonderful itineraries. As you said, Katina, beautiful mixture of itineraries. I know in the Caribbean, we added Bimini, which is a new port, which we're real excited. I know the ones that we've added Bimini to has been really, really cool. A lot of very interesting cruises. I'm looking at some of the Europe. In fact, I want to go right now. 12 nights, best of Greece and Italy, some 7 nights. So we have a really good variety. And on a new ship, it's always so special. And we'd love to talk to you more about getting on one of those cruises.
So that
I apologize. I want to address this because I think 3 people asked in the chat. We do have single cruises. I don't want anyone. The young lady, I know she just commented that. Please mention that. We do, and we're really happy. We'll talk with you right after the call if you'd like. We have a variety of single. We call it single supplement. We do a lot of singles. I know in my past, I used to travel single a lot of my friends as well. So please, we're very happy to talk with you about single cruises.
We have single cabins as well on board
That's
the
right.
beautiful Edge class ships.
That's right.
So the Ascent is going to be, I guess, its initial inaugural sailings is going to happen in November in the Caribbean, and then where is it heading right after the Caribbean? Is it staying in the Caribbean until the end of the season, until the spring?
Yes.
And then
she's going
heading over to Europe.
It looks like a series of some 7 nights actually, which is pretty cool. I love doing that on a new ship. 10 nights, 12 nights. It's such a variety. Greece, Turkey, Spain, Portugal. So we have a real nice variety of different cruises as well for the Europe season. We're excited.
Okay, and then we have the entire Europe season, and then after the Europe season, it'll come back to the
back
Caribbean?
to Fort Lauderdale. Back to Fort Lauderdale.
Okay, so that means that some of you probably already know this, but then the Edge, not the Edge class, the Edge ship is going to be in Alaska, right? It's going to be in Alaska next year?
Correct.
Amazing. So that I love that. I think that's going to be a pretty interesting one. It's the first time that you have an Edge class ship in Alaska, and I can only imagine what it would be like to be sitting in the magic carpet and just looking at that scenery. Great move, guys. Love it. And all right, so obviously I'm sure we got a few of you guys excited on Celebrity. Hopefully we did. And so I want to use just a couple minutes to share with you guys what's going on in terms of promotions and pricings. I have a slide that I'm gonna pull up. Oops, here it is. Okay, so this is what's going on in terms of promotions right now. Bo, you should be an expert at this. You wanna give it a shot?
Absolutely. Michelle and I were going to talk about it, but it's absolutely, you have two great opportunities. We have actually a few more, but this is the ones that I really wanted to focus on. We have the memorial flash sale that's going on right now, which is really very enticing. 75% off second guest plus 800 per state room. That is a savings. Then an onboard credit, very, very robust onboard credit of up to $800. So it all depends on the length of the sailings, and it is really great opportunity for you to. We have still some great space on Alaska currently and Europe for 2023. Very popular destinations, and the fact that we have 3 beautiful ships in Alaska this year, and so is next year as well. And by the way, you mentioned next year we have the Edge class, the Edge ship in Alaska doing Vancouver round trip, but we also have Summit, which is really brand new ship. She was completely revolutionized. So that is a really you're definitely going to be in a brand new ship on and doing the northbound, southbound, and that's the one that does Alaska cruise tours. As you know, going to Alaska and not doing cruise tour is a missed opportunity. So we urge you to do that with this great offer today that is valid for this year as well as 2024. Also, they have the spring sale. The spring sale is a summer, it's what we call spring into summer sale. And that's also a similar offer here, but it's also offered for all sailings there. So you have a few opportunities here with these two great offers. We are asking for Alaska and Europe. We obviously go all over the world. As you know, we cover the globe with all those beautiful itineraries that we offer on all our ships and itineraries. But we wanted to point out Alaska and Europe because this year specifically we have some incredible offers, and we want you to take advantage of it now. So call today.
Okay, and yeah, I mean, we're basically going with what people are asking about. And by the way, so this offers are for dates all over 2023 and into 2024, correct?
Correct.
So as you all know, like if you've been sailing for a while, and I know 75% of you have, the more you wait to get your booking in, the more you're going to miss out. Because what I like to tell some people is secure your category, secure the category that you want, secure the space that you want. Don't fall in love with the itinerary, fall in love with the category. Don't necessarily fall in love with the price. You are taking advantage of some of the strongest promotions, but you also know that with Celebrity there is an opportunity to take advantage of future promotions as well. Most of the times. So take advantage of booking in advance so that you can secure the right category and the right stateroom, the right suite, and then you're taking advantage of the strongest price you'll probably have for the year. But if something else happens to come up later, we can also look into it. So,
Carlos, let me give you an example because I myself want to go to Europe. I was just perusing today. We have a 10-night Best of Spain and Portugal for Europe this year for less than $900 a person. Now, that's all inclusive with the Wi-Fi, the tips, the gratuities. Carlos, this is the time to take Europe. This is the time. We have a 7-night southbound Alaska cruise for not even $600 a person. And again, this is the price for the cruise. So I think this is the time, if any, that these are amazing opportunities. And on top of that, because you are really one of our top accounts across the country, one of the best, you're adding another onboard credit on top of that. So this is the time, I'm telling you, over the next week, the next few days, especially with Memorial Day weekend here, there's all these added extras, and that's what we all look to really make bookings as well. So,
Carlos, you have the Virtuoso groups too. You have some incredible offers there because you are a Virtuoso account. You get the best of the prices way early on, so you definitely have the leverage.
Just want to let everyone know that this is a good time to buy. This is it.
I wanna put some logic into this. When I'm being explained something like this, I know I personally want to understand why this is the case. I want to share something with our audience that maybe we don't talk a lot about this, but Celebrity. This is the one year where Celebrity has more ships in Europe than any other time in the history. So we gotta understand that the world is coming out of a pandemic. The cruise industry is coming out of a pandemic. Celebrity goes ahead and puts their best ships, the most amount of ships in Europe, because they know that, there are going to be a lot of people that are going to want to go. But, this is the reality. Airlines made it a little hard for us to get a lot of these people booked early on those itineraries. So I don't think there's ever going to be a time in history where we're going to see this availability in Europe on Celebrity on brand new ships the way we're seeing right now. And so I don't expect for pricing to ever be this low again, especially on new ships in Europe for the summer. Do you guys agree? Maybe I'm sharing more than I should, but this is
now. Yeah,
no, 100%. And I would actually, the way that I look at it, I have 2 kids, right? So we're a family of 4. And the way that I look at it is, honest to God, it's actually cheaper for me to go travel on the ship with our meals, with Wi-Fi, with everything, than quite frankly to stay home.
So true. So
And
true.
my kids are 16 and 13, so they eat a lot. And they eat frequently. So it is actually more of a value for me. I see people laughing and shaking their heads. So you've been there before. Does it get better ever is my question.
And we have flights by Celebrity, to your point, Katina, and we can work on getting you some competitive air costs that are phenomenal.
Yes.
We can give you the whole package. And it is truly, like Katina said, it's a lot of times better to go and enjoy the world at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. And for those that attended today's event, on top of these amazing promotions we talked about, we're offering you guys this. So $400 onboard credit for Europe 2023, and $200 onboard credit on any cruise through 2024. So very strong incentive for those last minute travel plans. Again, we're talking about just a few months from now, but with such amazing offers, it really makes sense. And since we have all your attention and hopefully we got you excited about Celebrity, please let us know if you're interested in taking advantage of this. This will last only for 2 weeks, right? So we do this because Celebrity wants to, motivate you guys to make another booking on Celebrity. So, we know many of you guys might already have a booking in place. I know many of you guys might, either have a booking in place or know how this Celebrity promotions work. But what we really want to do, or what Celebrity mainly wants to do here, is to motivate you guys to make a new booking with Celebrity. If you don't have plans for 2023 summer, then here you go. If you do, then there's a $200 incentive for any other cruise for 2024. So we're gonna send this. I mean, you can take a picture of this, but we are gonna send this to you guys in the follow-up email that we send with the recording of this event. And so we don't want to make this very public, but all of you guys that have participated into this event are going to be able to take advantage of this, and you can share this recording that we're going to send tomorrow with all your friends and family, and anybody that that can watch that watches it is going to have the opportunity to take advantage of it.
And also those young ladies who want the single supplement. They want to go to Europe. This is the time to do it. And again, I'm saying that because I have so many friends who travel single, and this is a phenomenal time to get this offer.
Amazing. All right, so we do have some questions, so I want to make sure that we go through them. I know that we covered some of them as we went through the event, but I'll go through them one by one, and then if something we already covered, I'm just gonna kind of skip it. If you guys feel that I'm skipping more than I should, stop me. Let me know. Okay. I didn't get a chance to congratulate Michelle, so happy 30th work anniversary.
Sorry, I was chatting with people throughout the
okay.
intros.
It's all good. It's all good.
Okay, so how can we most easily find solo prices and offerings? Is it possible to just buy a double cabin, even if no one else is traveling with you, or are single cabins the same? We have balconies. I have trouble finding easy answers to single travel on cruises. It's a good point. Molly, as your travel advisor, we'll be very happy to send you a list of those offers. We have a list of them. I know it's a challenge. They change often. There's no itineraries being added or removed all the time. You got to realize that anytime a ship goes every single stateroom, every single balcony on these ships, it's the same revenue. Well, it's the same opportunity of revenue for the cruise line to have 2 people or 1 person. So you're right, single offers are not common, and they're not necessarily easy to get, but there are some great opportunities, especially as there's some last minute availability going on. But like I said, I'll be our team will be happy to send you a list of options, or if you let us know exactly what you're looking for, we'll be happy to advise you on the best offers on that end. One of our advisors is going to reach out to you very soon, and hopefully we can take care of you. I've taken 3 cruises with you guys within the past 9 months. Amazing. Melissa, that's great. First cruise in 2 weeks with Celebrity. Have sailed Royal a few times. Well, Orlando, you're in for a treat, my friend. You're going to enjoy it. Elizabeth, 3 cruises. I just returned from Alaska on Solstice. Clayton, are you with us still? If you are, can you unmute yourself for a second? I'd love to hear about your experience. Clayton, here you are. Clayton, do you mind if I unmute you?
Hello. Hello, can you hear me?
Talk to us.
I had a fantastic time. The ports that Celebrity picked out were fantastic. The staff were absolutely amazing. The food was exceptional. I was extremely shocked on how well the quality of the food was.
Shocked. I guess I'm not
shocked.
shocked, but
I will say, Clayton, did we practice this? Did I warn you in advance that I was going to spotlight you like this?
No, not at all. And the reason I say I'm shocked is because I'm from Toronto, and we cannot get that quality of fruit even in our grocery stores in Toronto.
There you go. So thank you so much for sharing that with us. It was I'm not going to say a lucky shot, but it was I did not know whether or not Clayton had a good experience, but I'm happy that it was a good one. I'm not shocked at all, because you guys do a really good job. Clayton, thank you so much for sharing.
We did stay in the back of the ship at concierge class, and being at the after the ship truly made that trip so much more enjoyable.
You know what?
That's one of my favorite secrets to tell people. Now, I will tell you that Celebrity staterooms on the back of the ship on the aft are beautiful. Not every ship is created equal. Not every brand is created equal.
Yeah.
You're very, very good sailing with Celebrity on the aft of the ship, which is why we put staterooms there. Not every brand is created the same.
Very true. And our room attendant was absolutely amazing.
Thank you for sailing with us.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Clayton. Appreciate it very
Thanks.
much. Okay, so I promise that was I did not practice that with Clayton. In fact, Clayton, I don't know if we've ever met. Maybe I don't know if we have or we haven't, but hopefully we'll have an opportunity to take care of you again on your next Celebrity cruise.
My
So thank
question
you
to
very much.
Clayton, did you rebook while you were on board, Clayton? You have the best offer while you're on board. So if you haven't, next time.
Do you want to laugh right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Make us laugh.
I have the book in front of me.
All right. All right.
So I was listening to that single supplement for the Edge class, and I was
Alright.
actually trying to look for them right now. So
There you go.
Awesome.
soon.
So well, hopefully we can take.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. And can you change the weather in Iceland for our June 4th sailing? Like,
I'll
sure, we'll try.
I'll put in a request. How's that?
There you go. Talk about service, right? That's taking it to another level. Claire, how are you? Thank you. Paul, 32 cruises so far, 11 of them Celebrity, plus 3 more Celebrity already booked. Amazing, Paul. That's great. Singapore Celebrity experience. Mario, are you with us? There's another one. Mario, if you're still with us, would love to hear that experience. I can't tell if you are or you're not. I know I'm horrible at putting people on the spot like this, so I'm sorry. But Okay, if we can find you, maybe we'll spot you later. James, I'm on Beyond right now, having a wonderful cruise.
All
That's
right.
amazing. Thank you. That's the amazing new Wi-Fi you got on board the Beyond, right? That allowed them
Starlink.
to do
Starlink.
this.
Yes.
The
All right,
Starlink.
Starlink. Yeah.
That's great. Mary, I have been on 3 cruises with Celebrity out of 38 total. Really like the product. Wonder how often you'll have special rates for single travelers. Mary, like we said, please, hopefully we'll reach out to you for sure. But if you get to us first, we will help you find those single supplement, those single promotions, single traveler promotions. They are out there. They're not there all the time. So whenever we find them, we want to take advantage of them. But know that we want to do that legwork for you. That's our job. Okay.
Please, Carlos, let us know if we can help you in any way. I want these people to cruise. We'll find them something. We'll make an offer to them. It means a lot to us, and we absolutely want them to cruise. So thank you for asking, all the people that are asking about that.
Yeah, of course. But what I'm seeing here as I'm reading these comments is, talk about raving fans, right? I mean, this is what you guys have accomplished. Create this club of people that really love sailing on Celebrity over and over and over. Richard, we'll do our 6 Celebrity cruise in 2023, 2 done already, 4 pending on Millennium. I booked for 24. Pending, we'll do a total of 9 cruises in 2023 and 7 in 2024. Most booked with LCC. Richard, I hope we are taking good care of you too. Richard, are you here? If you're here, I want to spotlight you.
Yeah,
Where are
I'm
you,
here.
Richard? Hello, Richard. How you doing? Thank you
Good.
for participating.
Okay,
Can you share about your experience? Do you mind?
which one?
Well, about your experience both with Celebrity and with LCC. Hopefully, we've done a good job with you too.
Well, we've been with Select. I just finished my 100th cruise.
Oh my God.
And, so I've
God
been
bless you.
cruising for 35 years, and so I've been on most of the brands, but we've basically settled on a toss up between Celebrity and Azamara. We just finished a couple of Azamara cruises. I put in the numbers there, but we've got 49 or 52 days or something like that on the Millennium at the end of the year.
Wow.
And then we've got a 26-day Azamara next year. And so we like to cruise, obviously. We're 100 days a year. We would do more, but we're Canadian. And we're only allowed to leave the country for 183 days a year. And otherwise you lose your health care. So that's my restriction. Otherwise it'd be 200 days a year. But
I want to meet
I
you.
love that.
so we JC, one of your sales guys there, JC Katina, he's excellent.
Oh, yes.
Good guy.
And he's certainly pushed the envelope for us many times. So we, like I say, Celebrity is our go-to, or else Azamara. That's basically where we hang our hat most of the time now. There was some issues with shore excursions I put in there as well. I'm still waiting for a response on that. But your martini bar people, your bartenders, we've even made plans. We're going to be in Bali in January, and a couple of them are actually going to be off ship, so they're going to meet us in Bali. So we'll continue our fun that we had on the ship. We were there for 20 some odd days or 25 days or whatever with the Eclipse crew. So we participate well with your crew, and the concierge class was good. It is our go-to brand we look at first. We've got another one we got to book, another 14-day we got to book. But I'm not much of a cheerleader. I just enjoy what I do. But if you could get the Canadian government to quit screwing around with my healthcare, I'd spend more time on the ship. So,
We have our own issues with government here, Mr. Monroe. I did send you a separate email through the chat, and maybe you can get Carlos the detail on the Shorex stuff that you were referring to, and then Carlos and us can connect on that and figure that out.
You know, I've got it on my other laptop. I'll send it to Carlos.
You got it.
and
That's great.
It was quite a dangerous one. I don't know how they vetted it because killing your customers is not a good idea, right?
Never want to do that.
Yeah.
Well, we'll take care of you. We'll reach out to Richard.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
for that.
Carlos, you have to
Thank
get
you.
some type of Facebook page or something to get pictures of all these people who have done our cruises. You need
I
to start
know.
capturing all this beauty, because that's what's inspirational to me when I see people going on the ships and enjoying it. And, you know, just what Richard said and the other gentleman said, it's motivating, and I would love to see some of their pictures. I think that's really fascinating for people. I love seeing people's pictures and they come back. That's
It is,
wonderful.
and you know what? Thank you for bringing that up. I don't think we advertise it enough. We actually do have a luxury cruise connections group.
That's great.
It is, yeah, and you know we do vet who gets into the group. You find it on Facebook. You request to access, and we do vet who is on that group, because we want to make sure that the content there is obviously, you know, what people expect it to be, and we want our guests to share experiences, but we also want obviously people that actually cruise to be there and sharing experiences, and not just people advertising stuff or whatever, right? So yeah, I thank you for that. It's a great opportunity to share with you all.
Actually, if I might add, let's do a contest, best picture from all of it. Let's do a contest.
There you
I'll
go.
support
There
it.
you go.
I'll support it.
That's it. Okay, perfect. So Denise, who you guys already know very well, will follow up with you, but when we'll put together a picture contest for all of our celebrity guests,
I love
and
that.
see maybe we raffle up a couple of certificates or something. We'll figure it out. Thank you, Richard, and thank you for your loyalty. Thank you very much. We appreciate it, and we're here for you. Anything that you need, and we'll follow up with your situation on the excursions. Okay.
Yeah, okay, thanks.
Thank you. And let me continue on. Clayton on crew was happy on solstice. Fruit was amazing. Melissa, so very true. We have a 2-year-old son, and the staff all seem to know his name, and they treat him like his little king. Wilbur on a room attend was beyond great. He was also happy and helpful. Orlando, burn unhappy with 4 cruises since COVID. Bad room service, bad bar service, drinks tastes different in each bar. Bad quality of food on buffet main, dining room only on board, restaurants were good. Did Carnival, Royal, MSC recently. Orlando, look, this is a real life event, right? So we're not planning this comment, and we want to make sure that you all know that we're here for the good and the bad. If this is something that happened on board a celebrity cruise, we want to know, and we want to make it right for you. So please let us know. Send us a note. We'll just reply back to the invitation. And by the way, and I want to say this, I know I've said this in a couple of live events before, Orlando, whether or not you made those bookings through Luxury Cruise Connections, I want you to know that we as a company, we're committed to service to the extent that even if you did not make those bookings with us, we're here for you. Okay, we want to help you. Any questions, anything that we're true to our core value, which is helping people plan their trips, their vacations, or cruises, and that means, whether we had the honor of taking care of your travels or not. So even if we did not, we'll do our best to help you. So let us know. Send us a note, send us an email, and if this is an opportunity to start a relationship with you, then that's amazing. And if we did service you on that booking, then even more so, very much happy to take this and make it right for you. Okay. Richard, do a 102-day cruise. There you go. You were talking about it. Amazing. You have the 90-day book. Amazing. Does the destination experience play into ratings? Does the onshore experience figure into the survey? That's a really good question. Lázaro, I think this one's for you.
So yes, we do have a segment of our surveys that goes out at the end of each cruise that actually delineates the onboard experience and separates it from shoreside. So we're asking for specific feedback for shore excursions.
So Lorenzo, I think the question, may have been from a Forbes travel guide perspective. Do the destinations that we visit or the shore excursion component play into the rating system?
Thank you for clarifying. I'm sorry. Yes, so it's a service. They consider any area we welcome our guests in as a service area, whether you're at the guest relations or on a shore excursion, or even they even rate our entertainment. So yes, shore excursions do fall under the services that we provide.
Makes sense. And Lydia had a question. We have not cruised on Celebrity since COVID. We had friends cruise on Celebrity in November. We're vaccinated and got COVID on board. On your ships, what are you doing on your ships to keep guests safe?
Oh my goodness, that could be a whole other session. But it's nonetheless an important one. And I think one of the things that is at least important to talk about, because I know we all kind of want to move forward from those crazy couple of years, but Celebrity was the first brand to have a ship back in the water. First brand. There was, I want to say a stake in the ground. I'm going to say an anchor in the water, an anchor in the bottom of the ocean that was placed by our president at the time, Lisa Lutoff-Perlo, to say, we want to be the first ship back in the water because we believe and we know without a doubt that we can do it safely, and that we can create the experience that we want to create in this crazy, macro environment. And we did. We were the very, very first brand to bring a ship back into the water. Greece, if I'm not mistaken, is where we traveled to. And one of the beauties about cruising that doesn't get talked about a lot, 76% of you know because you've sailed before, but it hasn't been in the past sexy and exciting enough to talk about health and safety. But we, as an industry, let's take Celebrity aside for a second. As an industry, we're really great about keeping an environment that is continuously very, very safe and very healthy. And we took that to the nth degree as it relates to after post-pandemic, so much so that the hotel industry has come to the cruise industry and Celebrity as a brand to say, hey, can you walk us through what you do here? What's the type of filtration that you've used? How do you treat this? And how do you treat food waste and so forth? So the hotel industry has come to us to talk about learnings and how they can then create an environment that is similar to that of a ship. So it's something that we're super proud of. We don't talk enough about. Is there the biggest challenge, right, is that with a ship, you're a floating city. But every day you have guests that go off and integrate, right, in that other society and then come back on. And so what happens is the time in which they come on, everybody is good. It's the time that we're off that we tend to get maybe a cold or we catch a cough or something like that, and then it comes back on board. So we're really good at mitigating it. We're very proud about what we've done. It was a North Star for us to be able to make sure that health and safety remained paramount for our guests. And most importantly, equally important, not most, our crew. This is our family that lives on board. So it's really important that what we do every day remains better than what it should be.
And I just want to say that as the entire world starts relaxing, because that's just the truth, right? The WHO recently declared that COVID is no longer a pandemic. Give me real if I'm an epidemic. I'm sorry, or cruise lines continue to keep those very high standards of safety, even though the entire world is starting to relax, right? Absolutely. So that's important to know.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, again, I can talk about this for another 2 hours. I won't, I promise. but we could have that conversation over a beautiful glass of whatever your beverage of choice is on the magic carpet ride.
No, and Lydia, like you said, happy to have that conversation with you as well. Like if you have any additional concerns, just let us know. Shoot us a note, and we'll be happy to jump on a call.
Yep.
I would just add, it's
Alan?
safer than Main Street. I can promise you that it's safer than Main Street. Everything we do on board is just at a higher level than in any venues you would go in your society.
Yeah, agreed. Alan Gold has a comment. He says, my only issue with Celebrity is the fact that fares with refundable deposits come with a significant premium over non-refundable booking. For that reason, I tend to book with Princess and NCL. So what do you guys have to say about that? Is he right? Why do we do that? What's up with that?
So I'm interested to hear, because I didn't think that was the case. Most lines, let me start with, have non-refundable and refundable options, similar to the hotel model, right? And similar to the hotel model, when you book a non-refundable, it is a discounted price, right? That's kind of the promotional tactic of it. So it's very similar to the hotel space in terms of what we do. And I actually thought that NCL and Princess had a similar model. So I'm surprised to hear that they don't have a discounted rate for non-refundable.
They do, but what Ellen is saying, it might not be as much of a difference.
Okay. I can't tell you to the why behind if there's a specific percentage. We don't have necessarily a methodology behind that other than we've found that there is a booking pattern that associates with non-refundable versus refundable, and what we like to call in this world kind of the stickiness in terms of whether or not it will in fact materialize, right? Because our terms can be very positive in terms of you can put a very low deposit down, and then you have up until 90 days, 120 days to make your final payment. So there is a constant revenue and inventory management cycle that happens throughout. But I can take that back to the revenue team to have a discussion to understand if there's a material difference between percentage of each. It's great feedback.
Alan, all I can tell you is that if there's ever a place to give that feedback and know that something's going to be done, is right here, my friend. This is why we do these events.
So that's good. I'm writing that one down.
Yeah. Molly, please do some more solo travelers. Not hearing about that, so we'll probably jump off Zoom. Thanks, Molly. Trust me, we'll get with you. We'll get you on a single fare. Amy, how you doing, Amy? Thank you so much for your loyalty. Thank you for being here with us. I know you deal with Javi and talks about you all the time. Amy, we showed some pictures of the ascent. We will, Denise, can we make sure that when we send this follow-up email with the recording that we put several pictures of the new ships, the new Edge class and the ascent and so forth, so that we can, so that everybody can enjoy.
We have some great videos out there, so please utilize them and let me know.
Yeah, good point. Paul Sachs, we really enjoy Aqua class. We really enjoy food and service in Blue Restaurant, also the private areas. Thank you so much for that feedback. Melissa saying, speaking of Aqua class, I wish that we were able to sail with our 2-year-old son in it. Unfortunately, that 2 per cabin limit remains an issue. What do we have to say about that?
So that's also super good feedback. I can take that back to understand is that all ships, all Aqua class. I don't have that answer right off of off the cuff right now, but I can take that back to understand, is it all ships, all Aqua class specifically, and then come back to you, because that is that's interesting. I don't know why we would do that, especially with a 2-year-old. So the only thing I can think is that potentially we were at or near full capacity, and so we wouldn't have been able to add a third in that particular room, but I'd have to check to see and understand if it's across.
Yeah, I can't imagine it being across the board. But speaking of aqua class, I do want to share with our audience the fact that on your newer ships, you now have aqua class suites, which you never had before. We had a lot of guests that loved the aqua class perks, right, and amenities, but they wanted to go on a suite and they didn't have that opportunity. So now you have aqua class suites.
Correct. And it rolls out to all the ships, not just the newer ships. It is available on all our ships.
Right, but you rolled it out as this with I think Beyond, right? Was it the first
we
one?
We started out with Beyond, correct.
Right. Paul is saying Celebrity used to offer 14 plus day cruises with more ports and sea days. Now 12 days seems to be the max with fewer sea days. I would like to see some more 12-night cruises change to 4-day with 1 or 2 extra sea days. Interesting feedback.
Yeah. We toy with that a lot, and we have that conversation pretty frequently when we look at deployment and kind of overall our deployment strategy and what we want to do. The interesting thing that we have found is based on the guest that has been booking with us, the majority, that sweet spot tends to be the maximum sweet spot is in the 10 to 12 night range. And when we look at the majority, right? And we have fairly decent sized ships. And so we want to make sure that if we're going to create an itinerary that they sell out. Now, what we have been super successful, and Carlos, you guys do this the best, is creating a lot of back-to-back opportunities that create longer voyages and experiential travel opportunities for your guests to enjoy. So you guys have been super successful in creating a 10 and a 7 or a 10 and an 11. And we're trying to be thoughtful with a lot of the ships that we do our longer mid to long range sailings on, that we don't do back-to-back repeats, right? So we may travel on some of those ships from, and I'm making this up for a moment, from Rome to Venice and then Venice to Athens, to allow back-to-back opportunities to happen before we then run that same westbound itinerary. So there are options to do back-to-backs. LCC does them incredibly well. It's probably time for us to run that consumer data again. Because what we're doing is based on pre-pandemic. So it's probably time again to run that and go, is 10 to 12 still our sweet spot? Or should we be looking at something a little bit longer?
But at the end of the day, if you're countering that with those opportunities for back-to-back, then that really, especially we can put together 2 7-nighters that'll accomplish the 14-night that Paul's referring to. So yeah. Definitely an opportunity there. I think we as an agency can also do a better job at promoting these back-to-backs to you, so that you don't have to kind of think of putting it together, but we put them together for you in advance and show them to you off the shelf. So that's good feedback. We can also do better on that end. Melissa Leah Morton Fishman is sharing with us any chance of the all-inclusive option coming available on sale as in gratuities, beverage, and Wi-Fi included in the base fare. So Melissa, you do have the option of the all-included or the no perk rate, and the all-included is included in this promotion that we're talking about. So both the no perk and the all-included rates are going to be subject to the second guest 75% off and the up to additional onboard credit and so forth and so on. So hopefully I answered your question. Am I right? Katina, Bo, Lorenzo, am I right?
Yeah. Yep.
It's like you've done this before.
Oh yeah. He's an expert.
So Orlando says, have cruise sailing for Fort Lauderdale on June 4th. Heard good things about Celebrity lately. Those it was for all people and only, and all boring shit. Trust me, it is my favorite line. I hope you don't think I'm very old. So,
or me, or us, all of us.
So I do want to address this for a second, though. We're doing a lot of discussion and internal discussion and soul searching right now on what we believe, not what we believe, what our customers are telling us, and true from a data insights perspective, because we don't run a business on belief and anecdotal information. But we're doing a lot of consumer insight and research on the types of activities and engagement that our customers want while they're on board. The nightlife is fantastic because there's something for everybody in different pockets of the ship. And one of the beauties about this particular brand is that the spaces, while it's a decent sized ship, right, the spaces are intimate and purposeful with respect to how we create activities at night. In the daytime, I would tell you it's a little different. And what I mean by that is I think we could probably liven up the opportunity for more engagement and guest experience. And we're really talking about that a lot right now. We're doing a lot of research, so stay tuned because I think that there's several changes that would be tweaked, nuanced across the fleet for activities and engagement opportunities.
Just go to the martini bar and you'll
Yeah.
that'll solve that.
Yeah, well, that's true. It depends on how long. It depends on people watching and how long you've been there.
Yeah, true.
Well, our
True.
guest really is from honeymooners all the way up. So there's a variety of ages. So there's really not some stereotyping type of age group in our celebrity cruise. That's what makes us really, really appealing to younger generations as well as families and couples.
And Richard was commenting on that excursion, said it was a very dangerous one that he went on the eclipse in April. So Richard, like we said, we'll follow up with you on that for sure. So as soon as we get that email from you, we'll escalate it very quickly. And Clayton will be happy to share that information with you as well. Anytime, just reach out to us or we'll connect somehow. One of our advisors is going to be in contact with you, and we will for sure share with you the details. June cruise booked in Barcelona. Can't express how excited I am. How excited I am. Love the customer focus. You people first focus on ratings are similar to healthcare. As a healthcare executive, I appreciate the focus on customer focus and exceptional experience. That's a great comment. Thank you, Elizabeth. How do you find out about last minute cruise deals out of Florida? Gary, if you follow our email marketing, we might not necessarily state Florida or say these are exclusive for Floridians, but we constantly push out last minute promotions. So make sure they're not those rumors are not landing on your spam folder. And whenever we do send out a promotion for last minute, it's because it's true last minute opportunities. So that's when you want to make sure you reply to us and just say, hey, I'm interested in this. Let me know or send me more information, and we'll be happy to.
It might be worth also mentioning that we do have resident rates, and we can share that information, and LCC, your advisor, will have. It's not on every sailing, it's not on every ship. It is tactical in nature, but there are resident rates.
Great. And whenever, so think of this, anytime there's going to be last minute promotions, Celebrity is, and there's a sailing out of Florida, Celebrity will most likely have a residence special on that sailing. So they really normally go very much hand in hand. So, Orlando was mentioning about the Toronto USA customs is the worst, 3-hour delays. Melissa said just got back from the Mediterranean a week and a half ago on the reflection, totally blown away by how amazing Corsica was. This has been the first itinerary we've sailed with this option. We also did a 2-week to Antarctica at the end of February, and wow, so spectacular. Well, Melissa, that's amazing. There's definitely even more spectacular opportunities in the horizon for you, I'm sure. So hopefully you'll be booking some more Celebrity cruises and we're definitely here to help. By the way, if you haven't done Galapagos, for example, since you're into expedition, that's definitely one you should absolutely try. Great for families and for couples or for singles as well. I'm telling you, this is a must-see destination. Absolutely.
Definitely plan to, but I just want the little guy to get a little bit older first. But
yes,
thank you.
You need him walking, and so you don't have to carry him.
How old did you said he's 2? Melissa, you said how old is he? 2. Yeah, for sure.
Yes, my 2-year-old's now
we
been on
can
3 cruises with you guys. So
amazing. Yeah, we gotta book him when he's about maybe 7 or 8. He's going to enjoy that Galapagos for sure.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. Melissa Elliott, is the offer only available for Europe and Alaska sailings? Melissa, the offer, there's one offer, which is a memorial, which is specifically focused on Europe and Alaska, but the spring into summer promotion is focused on all the cruises all the way to 2024. Am I right? Katina, give me a reel here.
Carlos, you just cut out for me. So, Bo, did you hear that?
No, I didn't. He cut off too on me
I'm
too.
sorry. Let me say that one more time. The memorial sale promotion is focused on Alaska and Europe, but the spring into summer promotion applies for basically a whole bunch of sailings all the way into 24. Correct?
Everything. The memorial is also actually applies to everything. It's not just to Alaska. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Both apply to everything. It's just shorter period for the offer. That's the difference.
And as Bo commented right underneath your comment, the onboard credit offer that we have for today's event attendees applies for any celebrity cruise, correct, any date, any destination, anything that you're looking for. Melissa says looking forward to the Flora in August 2023. That's a Galapagos expedition. I'm sure you're going to love it. So thank you, thank you. And Paul Mickelson, got your private message. I'm going to follow up with you after the meeting for sure. Count on it. Okay. I'm going to make sure that we do. Hayden Lib, some other lines have caught housekeeping services and menu items. Any thoughts to do this on celebrity?
As of right now, we have absolutely no intentions of any of this type of different type of service. Our services are still the same. On board has not changed. We have no details on that at all, or any upcoming talks about it. Let's put it this way. So business as usual with Celebrity Cruise on board our ships.
Yes.
Okay. Nancy just returned 3 days ago from a 9-day Europe. On reflection, everything was wonderful except for the weather. Lots of clouds and rain in Italy, but the sun shined through the ship. Because of all your truly spectacular staff, the dining staff at the Opas, our cabin steward, and all your staff were very, very warm, kind, and friendly. Thank you, celebrity.
That's awesome. Thank you. Well, you have an opportunity to go back to Europe. Europe is a show or better visited in sections. So next time you go, I promise you're going to have a great weather.
There you go. Okay, Alan commenting on the refundable comment that he made before. Alan, and we can look into this. I think it's an opportunity for us to take a look at price comparison between NCL, Princess, and Celebrity. I think I have to believe that the Celebrity refundable fare should be competitive with the other cruise lines that are doing similar stuff and offering similar value, right? We have to realize that you cannot compare Celebrity with NCL. They're completely different experiences. If anything, I compare NCL with Royal Caribbean, right? But I certainly wouldn't compare it with Celebrity, first because of the size of the ships and the family-oriented activities. Princess, on the other hand, very different cruise line as well. it has its own great things as well too. But I guess because of the size of ships and so forth, maybe we can compare that with Celebrity better. So we'll be happy to do some comparisons for you. If you are interested in trying Celebrity, I promise you won't be disappointed. So
If I might add, if I might just add, our packages, our all included is absolutely completely different than any other cruise line out there. And I want them to really understand that when we mean all included, we actually mean it. Our beverage package includes pretty much everything, and there's no limits. Everybody else said they are offering, beverage package, but the packages are completely different. Some of them there's a surcharge that you have to pay in addition, which in ours it's already included. Our drink package includes alcoholic, non-alcoholic drinks, includes specialty coffee, specialty teas, includes bottled water. No one includes that. They all say something, but it's not the same. So when you're comparing apples to apples and you're looking at the prices, please keep that in mind.
Thank you. What she said.
You did hear it, right?
Yes. Candy commented, love the coloring and painting on reflection during the day. Thank you. Steve says, I have a guest who wanted the aqua class but doesn't drink, so they wanted to wait without all included. I was told that as of recently, aqua class has to be booked with all included. Could you please bring this up so I can provide an answer to my guest?
Basically, just to let you know, they've been in the aqua class before. They don't drink and they don't want to pay for the package. And I was told that they now, as of I guess March, they now have to do the package. So is that going to change at all?
Well, they can do the no perk in aqua, can't they, Bo?
No, I was told, just to let you know, I was told that they cannot no longer do no perks in aqua class.
We need to take that back. I need to check it out. If it's something new that I'm not aware of, but I thought you have the option to do cruise only or with perks, without perks, refundable, non-refundable. It's all there are all options at all time.
Okay.
So we will look into it.
Yeah,
and
we'll
you
take
could
that.
get back to me because they really like the aqua class, but they don't want to pay for the drink package.
Yeah, we'll take it. We'll take it back. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Paul saying thank you, Katina, for your answer on the 14-day question. The reason I asked is that many of the tours in Europe are very strenuous and some borderline brutal. A refreshing day at sea is a well-needed day to recoup. I agree with that.
I personally agree. A sea day, there's a lot to be said about a sea day.
Absolutely. And Melissa, do you offer a Georgia resident rates? I've never seen one.
I've not seen Georgia either. We typically tend to offer them in states in which the ships sail from, but we can get Bo to send you a full list of the resident rates that we have. So that way we have.
Yep, we'll do.
Yeah. They want to book aqua class. Steve is saying they want to book aqua class in the past, but don't want to pay for all the clothes. Got it. We went through it. Thank you for the informative session. Off to the next meeting. Tracy, you'll get the end of it via email. We'll send you the recording. Claire, we have been actively looking for an edge class cruise in Europe this July, August, September. I've spoken to 3 different people at Celebrity, gave them all the same criteria around the all included, not obstructed view or guarantee. Have gotten 3 different prices, very confusing. Any suggestions? Okay, that was a direct message. Need to go to a meeting. If answer, please get in the different rate, please call. Okay, so I'm gonna write your number down and your name, Claire, and you'll see the response in our follow-up email. But I guess the best answer to a question like that is, yeah, I mean, just count on us. I mean, that's what we do, right? We, promotions and pricing can absolutely sometimes be confusing, and it is what it is because of all the different options that the cruise line wants to provide to our guests, right? They all included this perk, the no perk, the non-refundable, the yes refundable. So bottom line, we'll do the legwork for you. We'll sort it out for you and send you some options. Okay.
The one thing that I think is important, at least Carlos, if I may, is oftentimes Luxury Cruise Connections can receive group pricing that had been, secured months and months and months ago, that can tend to lend itself to a really significant savings. So often, not often, there are times in which there could be a discrepancy because of a group space that's being offered that Luxury Cruise Connections has access to. And that's one of the values. There are many. That's one of the values of using an advisor and somebody like LCC, because of that opportunity to take advantage of the group, not only the value adds and some amenities, but also some pricing.
So Katina, in this case, I think Claire referred, she called 3 times to Celebrity Direct. I don't think we had an opportunity to quote Claire yet, so we will.
Okay, got it.
We will, but to your point, we do block group space as soon as those itineraries come out, yep, which give us the opportunity to then, secure a lower rate as Celebrity starts filling out those ships and rates start going up. We have that opportunity. So, since we have that question come up, Katina or Bo, can you share with our audience if there is absolutely any reason why anybody could have a better rate going direct, or any reason why people should go direct, or what are the advantages of using a travel agency like Luxury Cruise Connections?
Again, I could use another hour section.
Exactly. I'm going to leave it to Katina's going to answer that question perfectly. Go for it, Katina.
Listen, we have a tremendous relationship with LCC for a couple of reasons. One, they're really good at what they do. 2, their goals and values and commitment to service is very much aligned with how we look at running and operating our business. And the reality is that, like everything in life, right, we want you, the customer, to feel comfortable in the best way that it makes sense to book your travel. And the way that I personally look at it, this is my personal opinion, I trust my time and my resources to a financial advisor when I'm talking about my financial planning. I trust my dollars and my time to an insurance broker when I look at what I want to do with insurance, whether it's life, whether it's home, whether it's health. And I choose to trust my travel, both time and resource, with an advisor that is accredited, that has the opportunity to provide all types of experiences and lenses, because that's what works for me personally. And so when I talk about time, when I talk about investment, personal investment, both time and money, I choose to trust somebody that is their job and that is what they do all the time. But it is different for everybody. And as a business, for-profit business, it is important that we are here to serve and service as each individual wants. So it really is individual. The relationship that you have with your financial advisor, your insurance broker, and your travel advisor is very personal. And you have to make sure that you're working with somebody who understands your objectives and who wants to who wants to ensure that all the way through those objectives are being met. That's the end of it for me. It's really not that difficult. It's, do you have a relationship with somebody that has the ability to ensure that your objectives are met and exceeded? I don't know. Carlos, anything else?
No. My follow-up question is, can anybody get a better price if they were to go direct?
No, they can't. And on the flip side, we oftentimes have better value opportunities by amenities and offerings through the travel partner community.
And not to mention the group space that they hold.
Right.
Yeah, at the time. Yeah.
Because I want to be very clear, there's shared investment. This is a collaborative partnership. So there's shared investment in almost everything that we do. So the answer to that is simply no, that there would not be a better deal direct.
Thank you. And in other words, I guess, I want to also add to that the fact that pricing, is always going to be, we add our own agency promotions as well. We have group pricing, we have virtuoso amenities that we normally add to each one of our reservations that allows people to get additional onboard credits and additional perks. There's a lot of value in terms of monetary value. But I think, going back to what Tina was saying, I think one of the best values is, we're not perfect neither, and we can't claim to be, but we certainly try. And we really do our best to provide the most amazing experience for our guests, as we are truly committed to our core values. So please count on us. Let us help you. We're here for you. And hopefully, for those that haven't done business with us, then, we very much look forward to the opportunity.
Carlos, one of my guests asked me to ask this question. The celebrity, and I think I know the answer, but I'll ask on her behalf. Dixie, she's wonderful. Are you guys planning to cruise out of Galveston in the future?
Listen, anything is possible. Right now, for the foreseeable future, sorry, I'm waving somebody in because I was actually supposed to be in a 4:30 meeting, but I've been having so much fun that I'm extending. So for the foreseeable immediate future, I would tell you that answer is no for the immediate future. But I will also tell you, kind of like I talked about with deployment strategy, we talk about frequently where we want to go and how we want to maximize our customers' experience. So I would never say never. We evaluate it often, and the more beautiful ships that we're able to bring to the water, like Ascent, will allow us the more opportunity to visit great places like Galveston. So who knows?
Okay, so I'm going to be respectful of Katina's time. I did not know that you had that meeting. I am so sorry.
That's okay. Listen, you're worth it, my friend. You're worth it.
Thank
Your
you.
customers are worth it. I will sign off. I think Bo's going to stay on, but I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart on behalf of all of us at Celebrity to be able to, one, participate and share our beautiful story with all of your customers. Your business means the world to us, and we can't wait to welcome you back aboard our beautiful ships very, very soon. So thank you for your support.
Thank you. Thank you very, very much.
Bye,
And
everybody.
with that, and with that, I'm also gonna let everybody know that we will follow up with an email with the this event recording and with pictures on the Ascent and beyond and Apex. We're gonna make sure that we reach out to all of you guys that have requested help or information about future cruises. Those of you guys that are interested in cruising with Celebrity soon, or in booking another Celebrity cruise, please just reply back to the invitation that you received for the event. We'll get that email. We'll be happy to reach out to you and connect with you. What can I say? I'm thankful.
Can you show everybody again what they're getting for joining us today? I think that would help.
Sure. 1 second. I'll do that. And so it's $400 onboard credit for Europe 2023 and $200 for anything else. Valid. This is valid for next 2 weeks and valid only on. This is only on new bookings. And then this is the existing offer, which is 75% off second guest and up to $800 shipboard credit per stateroom, and I'll save up to $800 and up to $800 shipboard credit per stateroom. We will send this, by the way, we'll send this together with the email that is going out to you guys tomorrow. So stand by for more information on that. And I just want to say thank you all for spending more than an hour with us and sharing your thoughts and comments and feedback and goods and bads and everything else. This is why we do this event. Is an opportunity to to interact with people like Katina and Michelle and Bo. Bo, I spoke to Bo almost every single day. But
Yes, she does.
Katina is she's the what's her title again?
She's actually now the senior VP of sales
She's the senior VP of
as
sales.
of this week.
And she reports directly to Lisa, right?
Well, Lisa is no longer there, but she reports directly
I'm
to
sorry.
Laura now. Yes, Laura
Laura.
Hodges, correct. She's definitely right up there now. So I was so
Exactly.
grateful to have her on board for us this long. So I'm very grateful and thank you.
She replaced Dondra, right?
She did replace Dondra.
Katina
correct.
replaced Dondra, exactly. So Dondra announced her retirement very recently, and Katina replaced her. So yeah, so you know, this is why we do this, an opportunity to share feedback with some of the executive members of the cruise line that actually can make some changes happen, and an opportunity for us to chat with you guys, get to know you. For those that are loyal guests of Luxury Cruise Connections, thank you. And for those that have never done business with us before, then we very much look forward to the opportunity. And that's it. That's it for today, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you all so much.
Thank you, everybody, for
Thank you
joining.
both.
Thank
Thank
you.
you everyone for
Bye.
joining today.